Hello boys and girls, welcome to Animicro. It's me, your narrator. Now Naruto is an awesome anime with its complete and complex story content and structure. What we're going to do is to spend some time unraveling some of the scattered storylines. For our first episode, we're going to talk about how the Shinobis, Japanese word for ninja, came into existence. The Shinobi's world creation had a lot to do with the people called the Otsutsuki clan. Technically, it is the Otsutsuki clan who created it. And it is because of them we get to enjoy Naruto. Let's go back 1,000 years and witness the Shinobi creation. 1,000 years or so prior to all the Naruto events, there were no Shinobis to be seen. Although there were different countries, but they were merely in forms of villages and town. Until one day, a shooting star flew across the sky and dropped onto the surface of Earth. Hence, the beginning of the Shinju, the divine tree. As time passed by, Shinju grew by absorbing the natural energy and nutrients from Earth, along with the blood soaked into the ground from countless battles between humans. Given enough time and energy, a fruit containing chakra would form. With the arrival of the divine tree, a celestial maiden by the name of Kaguya arrived as well. Kaguya was sent by the Otsutsuki clan as a guardian of the divine tree, whose sole purpose was to watch over the divine tree until enough energy was consumed, whereby then her clan would return and harvest this energy from the chakra fruit. As time went, Kaguya fell in love with Tenji, the leader from the kingdom of which the divine tree was located, and was pregnant with twins. It was a very tense era, where everything may have seemed peaceful, but a war could break out any time. To protect herself, Kaguya displayed fearsome powers against humanity. Driven by fear and persuasion of rival kingdom, Tenji decided to eliminate Kaguya. As Kaguya was surrounded by all who wished her demise, her maid Aino was killed during the pursuit. Facing the betrayal of her lover and the loss of her only friend, she lost faith in humanity. Enraged, Kaguya ate the ripe chakra fruit from the divine tree, which she supposedly were to safekeep until her clansman's return. As a result, Kaguya became the first being on Earth that has chakra power within. As chakra power channeled through Kaguya's whole body, she activated her Rinmen Sharingan, the mirror wheel reincarnation eye. With that power, Kaguya casted infinite Tsukuyomi to imprison all humans and thus ended all possible conflicts. Since she made the decision of consuming the divine fruit, Kaguya knew her clansmen would eventually come for her. So she transformed most humans under infinite Tsukuyomi into the army of White Zetsu in order to prepare for the war against the Otsutsuki clan. But with intention to create her own perception of peace, she released some humans and altered their memories, allowing these survivors to live on not remembering what Kaguya has done. And that's how Kaguya was able to maintain absolute power in her so-called peace. Then Kaguya gave birth to her twin sons, Hagoromo and Hamura, who inherited Kaguya's chakra and grew up healthy in their village. Hagoromo and Hamura were kind kids who were adored by their people. They would provide assistance to anyone in need. The village encountered water issue with their crop one time, where Hagoromo and Hamura met Gamamaru, the great Toe Sage, from Mount Myoboku. Gamamaru witnessed the human crisis and decided to stop Kaguya, so he fabricated a crop incident in the village, just to meet with the two brothers, where then he tried to persuade them to learn the truth about the divine tree. Eventually, the twin brothers also noticed that the villagers who ghost worship the divine tree had never returned, so they started becoming suspicious of their mother. Hagoromo and Hamura went to investigate the forbidden area where the divine tree was located, and they discovered all villagers that came to worship the divine tree were dead in their cocoons forged by infinite Tsukuyomi. These villagers were sacrificed to the divine tree as its nutrient, and among the sacrificials were Hagoromo's lover, Haori. Driven by his sorrow, Hagoromo, without knowing, activated his Sharingan to seek for truth. Hagoromo and Hamura went back to Gamamaru. Gamamaru led them to his home Mount Myoboku and passed on his knowledge and memories of the past. After learning what Kaguya has done, Hagoromo decided to be patient. Since he understood how powerful his mother was, Hagoromo decided to remain on Mount Myoboku with Gamamaru to learn about the Senjutsu, the sage arts. Hamura, on the other hand, helped covering for his brother by returning to the village and backed by their mother Kaguya, only to still be discovered by Kaguya what the brothers were up to. Upon Hagoromo's return, he sought to speak with his mother, but by then Kaguya had already brainwashed Hamura and turned him against his brother Hagoromo. Yet to Kaguya's surprise, Hagoromo nearly killed Hamura without hesitation. With Hamura's near-death experience, Hagoromo's Sharingan evolved into Rinnegan. Just before Hamura drew his last breath, Hagoromo used the seal tag which was gifted to him by Gamamaru and resurrected his brother back. Furious on how chakra inherited by the brothers were used against her, she called upon the divine tree and summoned Jubi, 10-tailed beast. From this point on, Hagoromo and Hamura engaged Kaguya and Jubi for months and months, which devastated the land and its people. Finally, the brothers invoked Six-Path Chibaku Tensei, Six-Path Planetary Devastation, and incapacitated Kaguya to be sealed and sent to the moon. Moment just before the seal was taking effect, she mustered all her remaining strength and released a black goo out from her pocket and into the cracks below. That goo entity was Kaguya's creation of sheer will, her younger son, Black Zetsu. Hagoromo and Hamura did not know the existence of Black Zetsu, nor did they see his release. And it was this mistake that cultivated the Naruto story to be vibrant and eventful for viewers. After the battle, Hagoromo suppressed the Jubi and dispersed the chakra power it possessed into the nine-tailed beasts. Hamura decided to remain on Moon, alongside his mother who was sealed within. The world was long last at peace. Hagoromo started his venture, mending to the aftermath of battle and in search of safe locations for the nine-tailed beasts. During the quest, Hagoromo initiated his clan and distributed the chakra power among his disciples. Hence, he was known as the Sage of Six Paths. Hagoromo eventually settled back home and had 2 kids. Elder son was Indra, youngest Asura. Indra, being 10 years young yet gifted child, he used chakra and invented ninjutsu, which made much impact on people's way of life, as well as changing ninju in ways Hagoromo could have not foreseen. Upon an incident, Indra activated his Sharingan by intent of saving his brother. Manipulated by Black Zetsu, Indra began to feel the importance of his own existence with the hidden power that grew within. Black Zetsu was the mastermind behind the plot, where his intention ultimately was to resurrect his mother, Kaguya. In order to do so, Black Zetsu had to achieve 2 things. One was to reinstate back the Divine Tree, and secondly, use Rinnegan to activate Infinite Tsukiyomi as once Kaguya did. However, the Divine Tree was dispersed into the nine-tailed beasts spread across the globe, and the chakra power required to activate Rinnegan was inherited by Hagoromo's sons. Even though Black Zetsu, his desire to revive his mother was strong, but being only a willed creation by Kaguya, he had no power of any kind. Black Zetsu planned with deceit, manipulation, and turned his attention onto Indra, who grew strong but arrogant from his own power. Indra was consistently influenced by Black Zetsu, becoming more and more isolated. On the contrary, Asura was always popular on getting along with people. With Indra's focus yet isolation, and Asura's kindness yet indecisive mindset, Hagoromo was hesitant on deciding a successor for leading the ninja village. Finally, Hagoromo set out both his sons to 2 different villages that were facing scarcity in water resource and instructed them to assist on solving the problem, as the last test to determine who will be the righteous successor. Indra, with his own power, took only a matter of days and dug up a well. Asuras intended to do the same, but due to his lack of power, he had to receive help from villagers and took 1 year's time to complete the well. The result, the village where Indra helped, villagers fought amongst themselves for the control over the water source and brought the end of their own people. As of the village where Asura helped, the villagers became united and was able to live in peace. What was easily earned could never be cherished, and through Asura's effort along with the villagers, they created a bond overcoming the hardship as one. From this, Hagoromo decided to choose his successor to Asura. This infuriated Indra, since he knew he was much stronger and more powerful than Asura in ninju, but that led to the reason why Asura became the successor. He disagreed with his father's choice and the perception of ninju. Much may have been the influence from Black Zetsu, or the thirst for power. Indra was no longer the caring brother he once was. With his desire to obtain more power, he killed his 2 closest followers, which activated his Mangekyo Sharingan. On the day of the celebration ceremony for the new ninju successor, Indra summoned Susanoo, tempestuous god of valor, in front of everyone. And through absolute power and control, he wanted to show his father and his people that he should be the future of ninju. Watching as Indra threatens Asura, all of Ninshu village rise together to resist. Indra, without hesitation, released Susanoo's blade onto the crowd. To protect his people, Asura blocked the vital blow with the six-path Shakujo, six-path pilgrim staff. Seeing that Asura has inherited the power of six paths, Indra's madness fueled with jealousy. He struck the second blade on top of the first, pressing down onto Asura. Hagoromo immediately called upon everyone and passed their chakra power to Asura. With the chakra energy bestowed to him by his people, Asura ascended to a new level of power, and with epiphany to wood-release senjutsu, he summoned forth the Shinsu Senju, true several thousand hands. Using the Chojo Kebutsu technique, top transformed Buddha, countless devastating fists flew simultaneously from Shinsu Senju and shattered Susanoo in its ultimate form. Indra lost the battle. Incapable of understanding the strength which derives from heart as taught by Hagoromo, he simply believed that he did not possess enough power to overthrow Asura, so he left the Ninshu village with hatred. A hatred that immersed deeply into Indra's soul. Until I'm able to destroy Asura and all of his brethren and wipe your failed ideas of Ninshu from the face of this world, I won't stop fighting. Until then, my soul will reincarnate and fight however long it takes. Hence, Indra established the Uchiha clan. If elder brother's soul reincarnate over and over, the mine shall as well for however long it may take. With Asura's belief of guarding over Hagoromo's Ninshu and preservation of peace, Asura founded the Senju clan. Indra and Asura's destined rivalry continued on for generations. The battles fought between the two clans ignited throughout the land. Black Zetsu continued his instigation between the two clans in search for the next successor that has the ability to activate Rinnegan. Unfortunately, none succeeded, until Indra's reincarnation of Madara Uchiha appeared. Black Zetsu was confident Madara Uchiha would be his destined one to activate Rinnegan. The first step to his plan, the resurrection of Kaguya Otsutsuki, the prelude of the Naruto story. And this is where we end today. Please feel welcome to share your comments and thoughts. Subscribe and share if you liked what you saw. We appreciate your support, and until next time, we will bring the story of the schemer, Black Zetsu. See you then.